Hello, standard 4.6A. Solving equations with variables on both sides. Alright, so standard 4.6. I can solve equations with variables on both sides. We're going to take what we learned last time, and we're going to keep adding to the top. So, we're going to add to the middle. So, to solve an equation, we're going to use the distributive property first. Right? After we've distributed, we're going to combine like terms. Then we're going to move all of the variable terms to one side. Then we're going to undo addition and subtraction. And lastly, we're going to undo multiplication or division, right? We keep telling you gotta stick with us for these assignments and these lessons, because we're at this point, we're adding one new thing, but you have to keep them all in mind while you do it. So please stick with us. All right, question 1. We'll start with red. So first, we're gonna distribute. Do we have any distributive property? Nope. Question on the left side. So we're gonna look at equal sides by themselves. Is there any parentheses here? No. Any parentheses here? No. So no step 1. Step 2, combine like terms, one side of the equal side at a time. Do we have any like terms? We have 9a and 2. No. Other side of the equal side, 4a and negative 18. No. No like terms. All right. Step 3, we're going to move all the variables to one side. A lot of you are going to have a hard time with this, trying to decide to move left or right. I would say pick one and just move it that direction. So I'm always going to go from the right to the left. I find that to be way easier. There's a few exceptions, and we'll talk about those, but I'm going to just start with that and go with that. So I'm going to find my variable on the right side, 4a, right? 4 times a. I want to move that to the other side. So we don't divide to move it, right? That's just to get rid of the 4. To move the whole term, we're going to add or subtract, all right? This one is positive, so I'm subtract 4a from this side. I'm going to go to the other side of the equal sign below the variable and do minus 4a. All right, so your number should only be under the other variables. Then we're going to subtract 9a minus 4a is 5a. Bring down the plus 2. Equal sign, bring down the minus 18. You want the minus has to go with it. That is a negative 18 once we get rid of that 4a. Okay. Then step 4, we want to undo addition or subtraction. So I'm going to go back to the side where my variable is. I'm going to look at the other term. I have plus 2, so I'm going to do the opposite, minus 2, and minus 2. We know how to do this. We've done this a bunch, and bring it down. 5a equals negative 18 plus negative 2 makes negative 20. Right? Last step is I'm going to undo multiplication and division. Divide by 5 leaves me a equals negative 4. All right? Got to be really thoughtful about those steps. Don't try and dart through them. Think about those steps. Have it written down on a piece of paper off the side, or write it up here. All right? Write it somewhere so that you're thoughtful about what those steps are. Have your notes sitting right there so you can just check them off as you go. All right. Next one. Any distributive property on either side? No. Like terms on either side. 2x plus 16. Nope. No like terms. So I'm going to go to moving my variable left to right. So, or right to left. Plus x, right? Remember, there's a 1 in there, so we're going to say plus 1x plus 1x, okay? I'm going to add the numbers right to letter, so 2 plus 1 makes 3, bring down the x, plus 16 equals negative 5. All right. Step 4, I'm going to move my non-letter term over, so I'll undo my addition subtraction, so minus 16, 3x equals negative 21. You can use your calculator. Lastly, I'm going to undo my variable with my letter. So that's going to be divided by 3, and that's going to be divided by 3 to get x equals negative 7. All right. Next. Keep going. So we're going to ask ourselves those same questions. Do we have any distributive property on either side? No. Like terms on either side? No. You're starting to see a pattern here. We're kind of sticking with these same rules. Okay? We're going to really focus on steps 3, 4, and 5 today so we get those down, since step 3 is the new one. and then we'll work on it more tomorrow, okay? So let's move it across. So we're going to add 8b and add 8b. All right, bring them down, negative 15. 6 plus 8 is going to make 14, bring down the b, equals, those go to 0, and 13. I could write plus 13 if I wanted to. That'd be okay. Then I'm going to undo my term, so plus 15 and plus 15. Bring them down. That leaves me 14b. I need to fix this. 15. So 14b equals 13 plus 15 makes 28. And then lastly, I'm going to divide. Step 5 is divide by the number next to the variable to give me b equals positive 2. All right, question 4. Here's one situation. Normally, I tell you to move right to left. But in a situation where you only have the variable term on the right, you don't want to do that. I would suggest moving your terms when one side is already only the letter term, right? Notice how this is 3y minus 20 equals 8y. We are going to move our way that way. So again, notice, no distributive property, no combining like terms. We don't ever cross the equal sign, combine like terms. That's for step 3 only. So I'm going to start with this, and instead of going this 8y this way, I'm going to do minus 3y and minus 3y to get negative 20 equals 5y. And then look, I'm cutting out a whole step because I don't then have to move a constant over. It's already on one side because that's the way it started. So I'm going to be able to skip straight to the division step. So I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. That's going to give me y on this side and negative 4 on this side. All right, so this one worked a little bit different, right? A little bit different because our y's, one side of our equation started with only y on that side, right? With only the number like 8y on the side and no constant. All right. Last one is a word problem. If a number n is subtracted from 18, the result, hey, that's our equal sign, is 4 less than n. What is the value n? Well, let's write this out. So I know if n is subtracted from 18, subtracted from is a flip word here. So we're going to do 18 minus n equals results, the word equals, is 4 less than n. Than is a flip word, so n minus 4. All right. I shouldn't have used red. We'll use purple for first step. Okay. So let's move. You know, we got variable terms on both sides. We have constants on both sides. So I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to move right to left. So minus 1n and minus 1n. So that's going to be 18 minus this. So this is negative 1n minus 1 more n makes minus 2n equals negative 4. And then I'm going to subtract 18 and subtract 18. Now I have negative 2n equals negative 22. And lastly, I'm going to divide by negative 2 and divide by negative 2 to get n equals 11. What is the value n? N equals 11. We don't need a label for that. Just having the n equals is enough. All right. This has been kind of a longer lesson. We had to go slow. So remember, quiz upcoming on Wednesday on December the 2nd. Homework is going to be right here. Here's your homework. Right, so it's just a bunch of those. Show me all of those steps. Notice they're all going to be pretty similar. Got a couple of word problems. And on the back, some more practice. It's a lot of practice, but we really want you to get these steps down. It's going to make tomorrow, make the quiz, make next week's stuff all easier if you do that. So please, 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 please make sure to get this done today. And then just as always, your answers have been posted. Okay? Thank you.